everyone, my name is Almarie and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my top 24 books of 2024. Number 24 is Tales of the Withenwood by J.W. Hawkins. This is a collection of fantasy short stories. They're like fables with animals set in the fictional Withenwood. It was really interesting with really beautiful prose and wonderful illustrations. I have a reading blog up for this one if you're interested in any more thoughts on it. And number 23, I have A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. This is a beautiful little story about Mona, who is a 14-year-old wizard, and her world kind of gets turned upside down when she finds a body in her aunt's bakery. This means Mona becomes the focus of an assassin trying to kill all the magic folk in her kingdom. Mona is such a sweet little character, and it's such a fun and engaging story. Number 22 is Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor by Jiran J. Zhao. Zach is just trying to fit in and enjoy his AR games when he finds out that he was born to host the spirit of the first emperor of China. The first emperor botches the bonding to Zach, and instead of bonding to him, he bonds to his AR headset. It sets off a whole chain of wacky and terrifying events, including his mom's soul getting taken by demons. He and his two new companions have to set off on an epic adventure to save his mom and the rest of the world. I love these characters so much. It was such a funny and witty story, and overall it was really well written and really engaging. Number 21 is Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. Emily and Wendell are back in the second book in the Emily Wilde series, and Wendell's stepmother is trying to murder him. So he and Emily have to find the door to his realm and stop her. I absolutely adore the relationship between Emily and Wendell, and they both are some of my favorite characters of all time. The audio book narration is absolutely wonderful too. Number 20 is Sorcery by Terry Pratchett. This is the fifth of the Discworld novels, and Rincewind and his luggage are back reluctantly trying to save the world. The humor in these novels is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best things I have ever come across. And I absolutely love Rincewind. He is probably my favorite in the Discworld, controversial as that may be. Number 19 is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. Marion answers an ad in the paper for bloodmaids in a moment of desperation, and she is whisked off to a life of luxury in the House of Hunger with the enigmatic Countess Lysiphid. But then the bloodmaids start going missing. The writing is absolutely phenomenal, creating an atmosphere that shifts between unsettling and seductive masterfully. Number 18 is Mislaid in Parts Half Known by Seanan McGuire. This is the 9th book in the Wayward Children series, set in a home for children who get sent back from magical worlds. The writing is exquisite, and the characters are some of the best I've ever encountered. Number 17 is The Brides of High Hill by Nevo. This is the 5th book in the Singing Hills cycles and follows the clerici as they accompany a young bride to her new home. Things take a turn for the creepy, with a possibly murderous groom and terrified servants trying to keep her away from his strange son. The prose is beautiful and lyrical, and the story is deliciously macabre. Number 16 is Hex by Jenny Fagan. This novella is set in 1591 during the Edinburgh witch trials, in which our narrator visits Gillis Duncan on the night before her execution. This novella is a beautifully written and poignant commentary on how society did and still continues to treat women. In number 15, I have actually got 3 books. It is the Blood Air trilogy by Emily Wen Zhao. In this series, we follow Princess Anastasia Mikhailov, the Crown Princess of Cyrilia, as she attempts to clear her name after the murder of her parents. The writing is fast-paced and action-packed with vivid fight scenes and a complex cast of characters. Number 14 is Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doughty. This is a wonderfully written non-fiction book in which the author, a funeral director, answers children's questions about death with care and humour. This is a wonderfully informative and strangely comforting read. The audiobook is narrated by the author and absolutely delightful. Number 13 is The Refrigerator Monologues by Catherine M. Valente. This novella follows the woman who had to die so that the male superheroes could find their motivation as they adjust to their new existence in the afterlife. It's a wonderfully written and entertaining critique of a highly prevalent trope. Number 12 is Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jesse Q. Sutanto. In this novel, we follow Vera as she tries to figure out who is responsible for the dead body in her tea shop. I love the witty writing and the lovable cast of characters. And number 11 is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. Elizabeth Zott is a brilliant and ambitious chemist who finds herself hosting a cooking show when her male bosses take offense to her being a single mother. I loved Elizabeth and found her to be such a relatable character. The writing was very witty but treated the subject matter with the gravity that it deserved. Number 10 is Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adejabrenja. This is a dystopian near-future novel in which prison inmates can fight for their release in a gladiator-style competition. We follow several different characters and I got so attached to all of them and was absolutely heartbroken when it turned out as badly as you might think it would. Number 9 is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. In this Kerry retelling, the author tackles the history of racism in America. After Maddie Washington is exposed as being biracial by a freak storm, a video of the racial bullying at her school goes viral, and in an attempt to rehabilitate their image, the school holds their first integrated prom. On the night of the prom, the bullying that Maddie has been subjected to reaches a climax with deadly results for the town. This is a fast-paced story told in mixed media format that made it a quick and engaging read. And number 8 is Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. In this novel, we are following Pamela, one of the survivors of a killing spree at a sorority house, the only person who saw the killer, as she tries to mourn the deaths of her friends while dealing with the police's ineptitude and the public scrutiny of her and her friends. This was an expertly written critique of the way society glorifies serial killers and bashes their predominantly female victims. Number 7 is Siren Queen by Nevo. Luli Wei wants to be a movie star, more than she wants anything, but in pre-code Hollywood there is magic behind the scenes too, with mythical creature roommates and monster executives. This book was a beautifully written fever dream. Number 6 is River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. When Rachel realizes that slavery has in fact not ended on her plantation, she decides to run. Away from Providence, she starts searching for her 5 surviving children who were sold. She travels from Barbados to British Guyana and Trinidad in search of her children and freedom. This was a beautifully written, well-researched and heartbreaking book. Number 5 is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Beartown is a hockey town that is slowly dying until their junior team makes it to the national semi-finals. But when an act of violence is committed against a young girl, everyone picks a side. This book is a masterclass in writing complex and intricate characters. Number 4 is Gorgeous Gruesome Faces by Linda Cheng. Sunny Lee is trying to put her life back together after the shocking death of her bandmate. When she learns that the other surviving band member has entered a new K-pop competition, she does too. But not everything is as it seems, and Sunny is haunted by terrifying visions while other competitors start getting seriously injured and mutilated. Sunny needs to figure out what is going on before she or one of her friends is next. This is a fast-paced, creepy book with a wonderfully complex main character. Number 3 is Unseelie by Efelisa Hausman. When a mother discovers that her daughter has been swapped with a changeling, she goes to the fairy realm and comes back with both of them. Seelie has never fit in among the people in her village, and she and her twin are forced to flee when her magic goes awry. When a heist goes wrong, they are forced to unravel the mystery of a Fae artifact with the help of some unexpected allies. Seelie is one of the most relatable characters that I have ever read, and I cannot wait for the next book in this duology to come out. Number 2 is Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. In this book, a young piano prodigy is struggling to make ends meet while caring for her parents who have become disabled after a car crash. When she is offered a job at a high-end wellness store, she takes it, but things quickly become creepy when the narrator's body starts changing. This was an amazing and unsettling debut, and I'm looking forward to reading more books by this author. And then my best book of the year was Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. In this book, Emmanuel is an outsider in her strict puritanical community due to the circumstances of her birth. To avoid bringing any more disgrace on her family, she tries to live as pious a life as she can, being submissive and devoted to their deity. All of this goes awry when she ends up getting lost in the forbidden Darkwood one day. There, one of the spirits of powerful witches gives her her mother's diary. In it, Emmanuel learns some unsettling truths about her mother and the church, as she races to find a way to save her whole community. I thought this was a wonderfully written and nuanced story dealing with religious fanaticism and the fallout of it. If you have stuck with me to the end of this rambly video, thank you so much, and I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye!